Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of the Tactics Board. It says 6 on my notes here, Karl. I can't believe we've already done 6 of these. Like, it's gone really...
Got through them, haven't we? Flipping it, we've got...
rubbish.
Yeah.
6 episodes in and I'm still absolutely rubbish. Yeah, so welcome everybody. I hope you were unlucky like we were with the players you had in your team that got sent off this weekend. Mm-hmm. Massive groans from me when Antonio got sent off. I was like, how has he got minus points? But I hope you all had a better week than I did. A gentleman that definitely has not had a better week, as we record this on a Wednesday, is my co-host, Karl. Karl, how are you feeling after that, quite frankly, shocking defeat in the Champions League?
What? I honestly didn't see it. What was that? No, it was absolutely awful, wasn't it? I mean, it was 2 individual errors. Wan-Bissaka getting sent off. Jesse Lingard, obviously, with the assist, back pass, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it wasn't a great night. But no one's panicking. We're not panicking because there's still plenty of time to turn it around. So it's fine. So I'm over it. But
you're not panicking until Ronaldo's playing in the Europa.
Oh. Yeah, but you can't knock Ronaldo. Ronaldo got a goal, so do you know what I mean? He did everything he could. But I was looking at the Champions League, Natalie. What do you think? Do you think it will affect our fantasy football picks with it coming back?
I think it will affect the team, yeah, for sure. I mean, especially City. I'm really interested to see who'll be playing tonight and how that will affect who's playing at the weekend, for sure. I mean, we already know about the famous Pep Roulette, and it's going to make it even harder, I think, to work out who's going to be starting for City. I don't know if it affects. Well, certainly, I don't feel like it affects United as much because obviously you don't have the squad depth that we have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, brilliant, perfect. No, I think the return of Champions League. You're right though that it will affect the top 4 differently. I think Liverpool are going to be most affected by it because I think as a squad they are the weakest. They've probably got the strongest 11 or one of the strongest 11s, but like you say, they haven't got the strength in depth that Chelsea have got, that City have got. That, if we're being fair, that United have got. So we'll have to see, won't we, going forward? It's one to keep an eye on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the Premier League is already hotting up and getting nice and tight at the top. Is there 4 teams now that are on 10 points? And as Karl said as well, with
who are those teams, Natalie? Who are those?
I don't pay attention to the leagues really. I was just written down on my script. I personally don't pay attention to them. Okay, give me till Christmas.
Very fair, yeah. The point of being top now, isn't it? Yeah, you're very right.
If you are not a member yet of our Sky Sports Fantasy Football League, then you should join us. The pin is 9976717. Still don't know off by heart, Karl. That is the pin for our league. We'd love you to come and join us. We're going to be doing spot prizes, loads of things for you to win throughout the season. It's not too late to join, as we do highest scores of the week prizes as well. So join us now. Karl, where are you in our... Do you know what? I don't know because I've not asked you this in ages. Where are you in our league just now?
Let's have a look. You know, I had a good week. This week I had a good week. I got 92 points.
No, you didn't.
That's what happens when you have Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo in your team. But in terms of positioning, I am 298th.
No way.
Yeah. Why? What are you?
I've got a stinker 545. I am.
Oh, mate, that's embarrassing.
No, I didn't think mine was that bad this week. So this week I got 57 points, but I did have Antonio, obviously, who got sent off. So yeah, that was a bit of a stinker. Yeah, but how many? I can't believe you got 90-something points, Ronaldo. How many points did you captain Ronaldo?
You know what? I didn't captain Ronaldo. That was my mistake. So if you captain Ronaldo, fair play to you. I captained Bruno Fernandes because I had a bit of a waiver. I didn't know if Ronaldo would start. So I was like, you know what? Bruno's going to start. So I've gone with Bruno. But yeah. And I had Tanganga who got sent off for Spurs as well. Tanganga got sent off because he...
You had Tanganga and you still got 90-something points.
Yeah. Decent. Had a decent week. Sure.
Yeah, fair play, mate. All right then. So get joining on our league there. You'll most certainly be higher than me. I feel confident that I can catch you.
Good. You were just saying you're competitive, but I need to see a bit more of that competitive spirit with you because it's too easy at the moment. Do you know what I mean? We should have a competition between me and you. Whoever wins, whoever gets the highest, get something, and the
I'm
loser
not
has to
wearing a United shirt. That's all United fans ever say. Oh, if you lose the bet, you wear a United shirt. Never. I wouldn't wear a United shirt ever. I'd rather cut my arm off.
We'll have a think. We'll speak to the producers and we'll have a think.
Fine. But do you know when I've got a confession? You know, I overhauled last week.
Mm-hmm.
I've made 4 more changes this week. I just can't settle on a team.
That's what you need to do, though. That's difficult, isn't it? Because if you're changing week in, week out, by the time you get to March, you'll be like, oh, I've got no more subs.
I've only got 32 transfers left. Only 4 games in.
You need to start rationing.
And I've overhauled. Mate, I've just got no faith at the minute in my team. But
Nightmare.
Well, if I can just get on it. Oh, it's all right. I'm confident. I'm going to make it up. Right. Let's move on from me feeling sorry for myself and Karl gloating about his fantasy football team, not his actual team, who got knocked out of the Champions League last night. Oh, not knocked out. Knocked out. That was me preempting that, wasn't it? Who got beaten in the Champions League last night. Let's have a look now at the team of the week. So the goalkeeper in the team of the week this week is, of course, Mendy for Chelsea, Karl.
He is. And the game against Villa, Mendy, that could have gone on all night. And I just think Villa weren't going to score. He was just absolutely on one, Mendy was. And he made 6 saves in that game versus Aston Villa. And since Tuchel's took charge of Chelsea, he has kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League, more than any other goalkeeper with 12, which obviously makes him the highest scoring goalkeeper in fantasy football. And he's cheap. If you look at him, £7.6 million. He's only selected by 16.47%, which for his price, I think he's cheaper than City's goalkeeper. He's cheaper than De Gea. So it's not a bad price, that is it? £7.6 million.
You know, the stat I've started to look at, I really enjoyed him. You say he's selected by 16% of players, but he's selected by 33% of players that are in the top 1,000.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. He got bonus points. So he got 12 points this week, but he got bonus points for saves because, like you said, Villa had 4 shots on target and he saved them all. Mm-hmm. So he really worked for his points this week. I think I might have put him in my new second overhaul team.
Second overhaul in as many weeks. No, I think it's worth pointing him. I swapped Kasper Schmeichel out for Mendy, and I just think Mendy's such a good addition because Chelsea's defence is pretty solid. And then if you do get past Chelsea's defence, you've got Mendy there, who's a really top quality keeper. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I've got Schmeichel. I don't even know I've got my... Mate, I am having such a nightmare start that I don't even know I've got my team anymore. I've got Schmeichel.
You need
but Mendy,
Take a day and sort it out, mate.
Yeah, he's great value. They're solid. I mean, Chelsea are just solid in defence, and he's getting those bonuses for saves. So it's not just the clean sheets points that you get in there. Right, moving on into defence now. And I have to admit, mate, I was not expecting to see any Arsenal players in the team of the week.
You know what?
About in defence.
I was thinking we need a drum roll or something because this is the first Arsenal player in the team of the week, Gabriel. He's got a clean sheet, man of the match award. And Arsenal secured their first points of the season. I mean, it was against Norwich, so I wouldn't go rushing putting him in your team. And he is the least selected player in the team of the week this week with 0.17% of you choosing him. So I think a lot of you think the same way that we do. We're not rushing to put him in our sides at all, are we? To
be fair, it was his first game of the season, so perhaps people were not sure if he was going to be back.
Yeah, but you kind of just think with Arsenal, it's going to take them such a while to turn this around. And there's no consistency from them. Maybe this will be the springboard that kicks them on, but I'm not sure myself.
Yeah, they've got Burnley next, and then they've got Spurs, and they generally like playing against Spurs, and then they've got Brighton away. So, you know, if you're an Arsenal fan, maybe it's the time to bring in some of your own players. Or if you're playing with your head, which I don't, then maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Let's move on now, shall we, to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Trent's assist for Salah's goal, Natalie. I don't know if you saw it. It was absolutely...
I've not seen it.
It was his 35th assist in the Premier League. Only Fabregas, Rooney and Giggs have reached 35 assists at a younger age. That's ridiculous.
I think he's pretty much the only player that was in my team on week 1 that's still in my team now.
Yeah. I mean, he should have been. He was in my team starting off because he just guarantees you assists. He'll get you goals throughout the season. Obviously, clean sheets as well with Liverpool. But £10.5 million, he's expensive, but he's worth that money, isn't he? 24.42% of you have selected him as well, so you all believe him as well. And Liverpool have got a decent run coming up. They've got Palace at home, Brentford away, and then a tricky one with Man City at home as well. So we'll have to see how Trent gets on.
Yeah, and he's in a mammoth 42% of the teams in the top 1K. So the people that really know what they're doing have him in their team.
I've got him. Yeah, that's
You've got him,
reassuring.
and I've got him too.
Well, there you go. Let's go to the next defender, shall we? Marcel for Wolves. He got you points for a clean sheet. He got you points for assists. He got you points for tackles. And in the grand scheme of things, he's relatively cheap at £6.4 million. And if you look there, Natalie, at the fixtures Wolves have got coming up, Brentford at home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home. He's looking to keep some more clean sheets on that, I would say.
Yeah, totally. 19.7% in the teams in the top 1,000. I'm loving that stat at the minute. It's selected by 2% overall, but 19.7% of those teams that are in the top 1,000. So those people know something. They think 6.4 million he is worth having in the team. I might end up making another transfer here.
Yeah. It's one of them, innit, where you can get you can save money in some areas and spend it elsewhere. So he's one of those players, and we'll speak about another one a bit later on, but he's one of those players that you can maybe be a bit more cost efficient there and splurge out maybe up front if you wanted to. But
yeah, for sure. And the team of the week this week is just playing with a back three. So that is your defence. So we're moving on to the midfield now. And my man Bernardo Silva makes it into the team of the week. So obviously 13 points at the weekend gone. He scored the goal. He was also man of the match, and he got bonus points for the number of shots that he had. He is only selected by 0.85% of you all, and doesn't surprise me because of the Pep Roulette situation. I don't know when Bernardo Silva is going to play and when he isn't going to play. So it does feel he is a tough one to select, but if you went for it, then it paid off this weekend.
And it's fair to say, innit, there's been a bit of a turnaround for Bernardo Silva, because for me, was he not going in summer, or was he not looking for...
Yeah, Pep had said that he was one of the ones that wanted to go, and the rumours, I'm not in the know, I always say that the rumours are that if a bid had come in, we would have sold him.
Yeah, but that was his first goal against Leicester since February. First goal in the Premier League since February. So it's difficult though, isn't it? Because he's just one of them that maybe isn't getting a run of games because of Pep Roulette. So again, that's why there's not many people who've selected him this week, I don't think, 0.85%.
But he's an incredible player, I'm so happy for this season he's playing so well, and he was brilliant at the weekend. In fact, I think City were as a whole were brilliant. I think City were better than the scoreline reflected. Really, if you just watched the highlights, you probably didn't get a full idea of the picture. And he was such a big part of that. So he's definitely one to keep an eye on. If you're looking for a midfielder in the future, might it 8.5. It's not that expensive, but Pep Roulette, everybody. So the next midfielder there in the team of the week is Andros Townsend. I really like him, I think he's a really likeable guy.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, because he's been around a bit, and he was at Spurs beforehand, Crystal Palace, now he's at Everton. He got you points for his goal, he got you points for his assist, man of the match performance, extra points for shots. And what a goal that was as well. I mean, he only scores long-range efforts, I swear to God. He did it at Palace, he did it at Spurs, he's done it now at Everton. And again, like Damari Gray, Everton fans weren't sure about his arrival when Townsend came, but for me, he's proven his worth now, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, was he free? Did they get him on a free? Or was it like...
I don't know. I don't know if they either got him on a free or it was a very minimal fee anyway, but he's doing well, like Damari Gray.
15 points as well. I mean, that is decent. 15 points. And like you say, he's getting them from all over. Starting, goals, assists, man of the match. He did get a yellow card, though. So he did get a -1 for a yellow there. But Everton, obviously, looking really solid so far. They've got Aston Villa, Norwich, and then United. I'm looking forward to them playing United. Only selected by 0.6% of all players, and only in the top 1,000 teams by 1.6%. So he's not a well-picked player, but I think by the end of the season that could definitely change.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Everton's a tricky one, isn't it, really? Obviously, with Rafa Benitez going there this summer, Everton fans obviously, it's fair to say they were split on him going there. And it's just one of those ones, I don't know, I feel as if they just... Sometimes Everton fans can wait until there's an issue and then they'll get on the back of a manager like Rafa Benitez. I don't know if Everton fans will ever accept Rafa Benitez, regardless of how well he does at there, just because of his strong links to Liverpool. But we will see. He's doing well so far, so they're giving him the benefit of the doubt, which is fair enough.
Yes. So moving on then into the next position in midfield that made Team of the Week, and it's Kovacic for Chelsea. So, second ever Premier League goal for him at the weekend, a mammoth 16 points. So he got the points for the goal, the start, he also had an assist, and he was man of the match, and he got another bonus for the number of passes that he made. So he was clocking it up at the weekend.
What a performance from him. And I mean, he really shone, didn't he, in that midfield, that brilliant, perfect, packed midfield that Chelsea have. But obviously, we spoke last week about Saul Niguez coming on and maybe potentially replacing Kovacic in places, but that's not going to happen. If you watch Saul Niguez's debut for Chelsea, oh my word, he had an absolute stinker. He looked really off it, but Kovacic was brilliant. He's only selected by 1.23% of players, but he's relatively cheap, £7.8 million. If you compare him to, say, Bernardo Silva, who might not play every game, who's £8.5 million. So it could be an option if you've got a bit of money spare.
Yeah, now Chelsea do have a tough couple of fixtures. Now I remember why I didn't buy Mendy, because Chelsea have got Spurs away and then City at home. So they've got two difficult games coming up. And I think looking further afield than that, I think Chelsea have got a fairly difficult run of games coming up, which I think is why I decided against Mendy. So perhaps not, mind you, I still think Chelsea are favourites for the league. So, maybe not moving. You don't need to move Chelsea players out of your team just because they've got Spurs and City coming up.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? Because the Spurs one's a derby and then City are obviously City, but I'm confident in Chelsea. Like you are this season, they just seem like a different beast. They did kind of what the United teams of past used to do, where if they had a really good season, they'd go and recruit really well and go again. And that's what they've done. They obviously won the Champions League last season and they've recruited and brought some really good players in. And they're going to go again, I think, this season.
Yep. And then the last man in our four-man midfield this week, a late arrival. We think he maybe ended up with some bonus points for man of the match that we hadn't spotted the other day. And it's Trossard. And he got 13 points this week. So he scored for Brighton, was in the starting 11, was man of the match, and got bonus points for tackles.
I know, yeah.
I like. And midfield are getting tackle points.
It's what you want, isn't it? And although Brighton's did snatch the win against Brentford, what a run they're on. They've now won 3 out of 4 in the Premier League. That's brilliant, for Brighton. Yeah. Incredible. And Trossard obviously got that late goal for them. Only selected by 0.58% of players. They've got Leicester coming up, Palace away, and then Arsenal at home. So they have got a relatively tricky run coming up, I would say. But Trossard again, really good, £7.9 million. So he's slightly more expensive than Kovacic, which is surprising, but in the sense that Trossard's going to play week in, week out, isn't he?
Definitely. He's going to be getting you them. Yeah, he's going to be getting you minimum starting 11 points every week. So yeah, 4. So far we've got 3, 4, and then we've got 3-man attack. Now the first one there is a man that we talked about quite a bit last week, which is obviously Edard for Crystal Palace, who came from Celtic, joined Crystal Palace, and then on his debut, came on as a substitute and scored the quickest ever goal by a substitute in the Premier League, scoring 28 seconds. So you ignored Karl and I last week and put him in your team because we said, let's see how he settles in. Well done, you.
He settled in very quickly, 30. Didn't he?
Yeah. Right.
And then he got I think, was it even his first touch that he scored on, like you say, after 28 seconds?
I think he
controlled
it with his first touch and then scored it with his second touch.
Oh, it's not too bad, is it? And if you look at him, he's a cheap striking option at £7.7 million. And Palace may have finally found a solution to their goal drought. And he's not selected by a lot of players, but that's because he's so brand new. I'm expecting that figure of 0.87% of players who have selected him to increase throughout the season. But Palace have got a tricky run, haven't they, Natalie? You've got Liverpool away, Brighton at home, who are really in form, and then Leicester at home. So, but yeah, fair play to him.
I love the fact that he came on as a sub and scored 2 goals, and he got bonus points for shots as well. Like, that is
Ridiculous.
some subs appearance.
That is ridiculous. And let's move on now, shall we?
Go ahead. I'm just going to sit back.
I've been waiting for, Natalie. Cristiano Ronaldo, highest scoring player this game week. And I don't think that'll be the only time I'm saying that this season. He had such a dream return, didn't he? It was everything Manchester United fans wanted. It was everything Manchester United fans expected. And if I'm honest, I think last season United had like 7-0 draws. And I think Ronaldo is going to be that type of player who is going to get you those tricky goals as well. Obviously, he scored in the week against Young Boys, which the rest of the game didn't go very well, but he got his goal. And a lot of you agree with me as well, because 26.34% of you have selected him. He is the most popular player, surprisingly, in this week's Team of the Week, Natalie. So maybe there's time.
Like 84% of teams in the top 1,000 have him. Like, if you are not an idiot like me, you should have him in your team.
Yeah.
As you all know, I play with my heart and not with my head, and I will never have it. I'd rather lose than have a United player. But if you're not an idiot like me, I would put him in your team.
Yeah, no, very true. And let's move on now, shall we, from Ronaldo, to give Natalie a bit of a break, to his golden boot rival, Romelu Lukaku, who got you 2 goals at the weekend. And for me, Natalie, I am so intrigued to see who will come out on top between the two of them. Like, obviously, last year in Serie A, it was Cristiano Ronaldo who came out on top. But this year, Romelu Lukaku just seems like he's on one, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I really, really like him. When Chelsea signed him, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. We've really got a challenge on our hands. So obviously he got the 2 goals and he got extra bonus points there for his shots, bringing him to 14 points for the week. And did you know, as well, an amazing stat that I read about him was that he only had 25 touches in the whole game. In the whole 90 minutes, 25 touches, and he scored 2 goals. Like, he doesn't need, like, that is what his job is, to score those goals. And that is what he does. He does, he takes his chances. He doesn't need to do anything else for the rest of the game, and he scores the goals.
Yeah, that was really, really efficient from him. Really good performance from him. And he's doing that week in, week out, though. He just looks, from being a United fan and watching him at United and seeing him now, completely different player. Yeah. Like, he seems so much more clinical and just single-minded and focused, like those best players in the world have, where he just wants goals. That's all he wants. So fair play to Romelu Lukaku, turning it around, yeah. Brilliant.
25 touches in the whole game, 2 shots, 2 goals.
Wow.
I've put him in man. And you know what? Oh God, I'm an idiot. I had last week for my overhaul, I spent ages, Lukaku, Kane. I went Kane. Well, I've just completely and utterly just changed my mind. Obviously, Kane's out, Lukaku's in.
Yeah.
So Kane's definitely going to get a hat-trick next week,
Yeah, he is. You know what? I saw that. I thought, you put Kane in. I was like, what? Spurs just got beat. I was like, oh, Natalie's going to be absolutely livid. Because you were swapped him. You had Son in before that as well, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm going to settle now. I've decided. Unless someone gets sent off, I'm just going to settle. I'm just going to leave this team now for a few weeks and just try and breathe.
Yeah, maybe only make your changes, say, once every 3 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And just see.
I'm always just like straight away like, someone's had a bad game. Yeah.
I need to delete the app. I'm on it too much now. I'm looking at it all the time, just checking. I'm like,
mate, this is why I'll never be in the top 1,000. I'm all head. Right, I'm in a more heart. Right. Our ones to watch this week. Who are you going for?
Who am I going for? Right, my one to watch for this week is Conor Gallagher. And for me, he seems to be getting better week in, week out for Crystal Palace. He got you 2 goals against West Ham. He got you 2 assists against Spurs. And at £7.3 million, that is the reason I am highlighting him, because he's cheaper than other players around him with those sorts of points. So you've got Damari Gray, you've got Kovacic, you've got Ben Rama, who are all £7.8 million. Yeah. So if you, like we said earlier, if you want to get some big hitters in there, his low price could save you money to spend elsewhere. So if you wanted more money in defence, more money up front, Conor Gallagher is definitely one to watch. But just
how much is it, did you say?
7.3 million. So it can save you 0.5 million, which doesn't sound a lot, but it goes a long way, doesn't it, in fantasy football, really? And just the caveat to that is Crystal Palace obviously have some difficult upcoming fixtures. Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Leicester at home. But despite that, I still think Conor Gallagher is a good one to watch going forward. What do you think, Natalie?
He was on my list as well for ones to watch, so absolutely, yeah, I think you've picked a good one there. I have gone this week with Raphinha from Leeds. Now, I spent too much time thinking about it and looking at the fixtures. So obviously Leeds have had a bad start to the season by their own high standards. In fact, have they not won a game yet? They've drawn. Yeah, they've not won a game. 2 losses, 2 draws. But that is going to change because Leeds are better than that. And if you look at Leeds' sort of up-and-coming fixtures, which is what I'd like to do when I'm doing these ones to watch, they've got Newcastle next, then they've got West Ham, and then they've got Watford. Now, on Friday night, they're playing Newcastle, and we know that in the game, you can choose a captain for each day of the game week. So you can have a captain for games Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever the games are playing. So I think having a Leeds or a Newcastle player in your team this week is a shout. And if I was going to choose from those teams, I feel more confident towards Leeds. Obviously, Raphinha, we all know how good he is. It's not totally clicked into place this season so far. He had the goal when they played Everton, but I just think he's too good to stay quiet. He's too good. He's definitely going to play. He's too good to stay quiet. He's also in 57% of the teams that are in the top 1,000. So people have confidence in him, and it is going to click for him, and it is going to click for Leeds soon. And I think that Newcastle is the perfect game for them to do that, and especially then with it being on the Friday night. So I would have him, and I would captain him.
Yeah, good shout. No, and it's good. You've kind of got to be tactical about it and choose those players that are going to be playing over different days to get your captains in and that type of thing.
Yes.
Don't forget you get double points for captaincy. But Raphinha's a good shout because I think a lot of teams were sniffing around him, this summer. He had a really good debut with Leeds, didn't he? Obviously, this season it's not gone great for him or any Leeds players at all, has it so far? But yeah, good one to watch that.
Yeah. So that's our ones to watch. So that's the update, the tactics board this week. I have done 4 more transfers, had another stinking week. Karl is starting to get a bit of a lead on me. Have you made any transfers this week?
You know what? I've not yet because I'm still waiting. But I had Webster from Brighton in my defence, and he went off at half-time injured.
Okay.
So and obviously I got Tanganga who got sent off. So I might have to have a tinker with my defence. I'll see.
Yeah, and then your captains as well. Have a look for a Newcastle Leeds player for Friday night and then Saturday and Sundays. So that is it. As we record this on a Wednesday afternoon, I am off to watch the Champions League as Karl sits and wallows in his tears from his dreadful Champions League first game. Sorry,
it's the
Karl.
first game. There's time. There is
time, but there is time. But this,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how you get on tonight. I'll speak to you tomorrow morning, Natalie.
I know. I'm sort of keeping my levels of cockiness down a bit. If you can't tell, this is me. I'm
not taking Champions League banner from City fans. Not once. No, I'm sorry. Premier League maybe, but not Champions League.
Oh really?
When you've won it, come back.
What? Just because you won it 20 years ago? When did you win it?
2008.
13 years ago. Well done. How was last year for you?
And then we won it in 99, but you haven't won it yet. But anyway, it's not about us. It's about fantasy football, Natalie. Let's remember that. So we'll see you at this time.
And you're winning that one just now, but I'm going to come back. So thank you very much for joining us for today's episode of the Tactic Boards. Remember, you still can join our league. We'd love to see you. It is 997-6717, and the best of luck with your team this week.